This changes absolutely everything for the New York Knicks, as there has been a whole lot of trade talk surrounding multiple different Knicks players, whether they're current stars or young guys, and now we have just seen everything that we need to understand how the New York Knicks can play their best basketball, get back on track and in tune with each other, while also understanding a whole lot about one Knick whose struggles have severely hurt this team, with there being evidence behind that, and now things looking a whole lot better. We're going to break all that down and waste no time jumping right into things, guys. But real quick, before we do that, if you are part of that 56% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss a single New York Knicks update. We have everything covering the New York Knicks every single day that you don't want to miss out on. But let's jump into the video. There is a lot to go over on the team right now because, guys, look, as we know, there has been a whole lot of turmoil with the Knicks recently because the start has not been great, and Karl-Anthony Towns has been a major part behind that. When Towns plays well, the Knicks win games, but Towns time and time again this season has not played well, and it definitely had fans very nervous, myself included. I was starting to say it's a big enough sample size where you're totally allowed to be concerned about Karl-Anthony Towns and his poor performances that have been mainly the shooting. The raw numbers have looked good, but the shooting did not. It just didn't look like the same Karl-Anthony Towns that the Knicks had last year, who was an absolute dominant force, an all-star starter, and an incredible playoff performer as well. The Knicks didn't have that this year with Cat, and there was a lot of fear onto why, if he was just in a cold stretch, or if it was because he was uncomfortable with the offense Mike Brown was running. There was a lot of different questions about it, and those questions have still been raised, but it also got to the point where there was discussion of, well, do you trade Karl-Anthony Towns to the Dallas Mavericks for Anthony Davis? That was stuff that would start to come up, but Karl-Anthony Towns doing his best job silencing doubters, putting up numbers that Patrick Ewing has not put up right when fans were calling him out the most. The man just put up 37 points and 12 rebounds against the Brooklyn Nets while getting 2 blocks, shooting 14 for 20 from the field and having a plus 25 plus minus. The first time a Knick with those numbers had those numbers in a game since Patrick Ewing did it in 1999, a year where, by the way, the Knicks would go and make the NBA Finals. So what we saw was exactly what you want to see out of Karl-Anthony Towns. A man who had been struggling goes up against the Brooklyn Nets and plays quite well. And that was after he got hurt too, as he went down, got fouled, and collapsed for a bit and did look hurt. He was in some serious pain and was lying down for a bit before ultimately getting back up, laughing it off, and going to shoot free throws, which were super important, as if he did not shoot those free throws, as many people know, you don't shoot free throws after you get fouled because you get hurt. You're not allowed to come back into that game. So, obviously, Cat was not going to pass up the chance to shoot the free throws, and the Knicks are 8-1 when Karl-Anthony Towns goes for 18 plus points and grabs 11 plus boards in the same game. It's the problem that Cat's been bad on the road, and because Cat's been bad on the road and his numbers have not been good, the Knicks have been bad on the road. You can't have one of your two All-NBA players just not be good on the road, and well, I know it's not exactly a road game when the Knicks go to Brooklyn and play them, but it wasn't in MSG and Karl-Anthony Towns played well, something that will be good for his head regardless. And Towns, he's just going to find his way out of it, because what he did against the Brooklyn Nets was he played bully ball, man. He wasn't hanging out on the perimeter, which was something that there was some complaints about regarding Karl-Anthony Towns. I mean, Kendrick Perkins said it. He's hanging on the perimeter too much. He's got to get down low and really start to just do his thing down there more, and it's going to make it easier. It's going to open the perimeter up more for him, which we saw after Towns aggressively tried to do nothing but score in the paint. Teams started giving some more cushion on that three-point shot, and all of a sudden, Towns saw his opportunities grow, and all of a sudden what happened after that, he started hitting his threes, because it's a lot easier to hit threes if you're Karl-Anthony Towns when you're also scoring down low a bunch. The scoring confidence is already there. You're not feeling like you need to do your thing by hitting these threes, which is one of the reasons why it's hard to tell what position Towns works the best at. Now, Mitchell Robinson does create some spacing because you can't leave him alone. The man will grab offensive rebounds, so opposing teams can't just double, or if you throw the ball any angle at the rim or anything, Mitchell Robinson will likely be there to catch it. So Mitch does create a little bit more spacing, than most bigs who cannot shoot at all. But at the same time, it is interesting to see Karl-Anthony Towns go out there and play offensively as a center, especially because now the Knicks, they're winning games. And it also does make you feel a lot different about the Anthony Davis situation. Davis will be missing his 14th straight game today with a calf injury. So while Davis deals with a calf injury that is yet to get better, Karl-Anthony Towns has gone out there with the Knicks and performed in a way that makes you very, very confident in what Cat can be doing for this team long term. And that is something that we should be happy about with Karl-Anthony Towns, with this team, with the Knicks in general. We want to see Cat be in more positions to score. We want to see Cat be featured more in Mike Brown's offense, and he was the focal point of the Knicks offense against the Brooklyn Nets, as he should have been, because he could body them up, and that is exactly what he did, and we saw it. We saw him body them up very, very well, and it worked beautifully for Cat. I mean, the man was spinning around Noah Clowney. He was working these switches towards Clowney, who was smaller, but even if Claxton was on him, Towns had no problem going right at the defensive big man. He was stepping back and then using the three-point shot kind of as a feint at first so he could get down low to the paint and body people up. Look, again, he worked those mismatches, got end ones, and played a brutal, grinded-out style of basketball that we know he can play. We forget how elite of a post scorer Karl-Anthony Towns is because he's the best shooting big man of all time. The man works the angles very well. He can pop off screens, and when he does, using those shot fakes and those ball fakes and seeing the smaller defender attacking them is exactly what you want to see out of Karl-Anthony Towns. You want to see him do this. Say, oh, I'm way bigger than this guy. I'll just drive to the paint. He cannot guard me. There's no way around it. Michael Porter Jr. is too small for me. Igor Demon's definitely too small for me. And then when they start to put that cushion on there, I'm going to hit that three all over you. And that is what we saw Karl-Anthony Towns do, and it worked beautifully. The Knicks need to keep finding ways to make his life easier. It was the first time all season it felt like they were doing stuff to make his life a lot easier, and that should be credit to Mike Brown. But at the same time, it also clearly needs to be seen in tape that, okay, we know how to make things work for Cat. We know what works for Cat. When we need Cat to be our number one option because Brunson's on the bench, we're starting to learn the rotations and the lineups that work well, and that's such a big part of this right here. Another big part of this is the fact that Tyler Kolek and Pacome Dadier have both ended up in trade conversations as well. Pacome didn't really play in this game. He appeared at the very end, but Tyler Kolek did and was a huge difference maker for the Knicks, being a very positive player for the team. Tyler Kolek showed a whole lot of good. I mean, the man went out there and in 17 minutes of action, the team's defensive rating was better with Kolek out there. We saw phenomenal defense out of the Knicks guard, a man who has been heavily criticized for his poor defense. He was navigating switches very well. He was playing physical defense, and even though he's undersized, he was doing all the right things that you want to see out of a guy who, yeah, probably is never going to be an elite defender, but can definitely find ways to be an above average, or at the very worst, league average defender by using craftiness and basketball smarts at his best of his abilities, which was working for Tyler Kolek, which is exactly what we want to see out of Tyler Kolek. So fans should be happy about this. They should be excited, and I know it is the Brooklyn Nets, but it's good that the Nets didn't beat the Knicks because that would just be embarrassing. And, well, at the end of the day, the Nets suck, and we all know that. Guys, what do you think about this? What do you think about Tyler Kolek really, I think he deserves an opportunity to really be this team's backup point guard. With Kolek right now, with the way that everything has been working, the team needs more passing and ball handling on this team. Kolek controls tempo as well. He played solid defense, and he's an excellent, excellent passer who is, the team looks more comfortable, and the ball moves better when he's on the court if Jalen Brunson isn't. Kolek helps so much in those areas that he should start to get more minutes, and I would absolutely love to see that happen. But guys, I want to hear from you as well. How do you feel about Cat? Do you want to keep seeing him play this style? Do you think it'll help his shooting? I think it will. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, guys. Go Knicks.